What's up, everybody? It's Relentless here, bringing you yet another Division build video. The sun is shining and there's a sweet smell of decaying garbage in the air. Yeah. Yep, this is the DZ. You guessed it. But anyways, before we hop into the build, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. The console giveaway is currently going on. Just click on that Gleam link and follow the steps, and you'll be entered in to win that console of choice. Also, check out Revolution Gaming's Facebook community, the most awesome non-toxic community out there. And I believe I'm going to go away from this trash because it's kind of actually making me a little nauseated. So, okay, now I can actually breathe without being nauseous from all the garbage. They need to really call the trash man to come pick up all that outside. I mean, it's just terrible. But anyways, this is the BFB Nuke one-shot build, and there will be gameplay and a demonstration of the destructive power of this thing at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But let's hop right into it. As you can see, first and foremost, no talents unlocked whatsoever on your weapons, because let's face it, you're not going to be using them at all. You're basically going to be either healing your team, or you're going to be one-shotting and dropping people with this BFB nuke. So let's hop into it. First, we'll start off with the specialized backpack, decent armor roll to electronics, and then the major attributes, it is skill power, minor attributes, bleed resistance, which is it doesn't really matter what it may be, either ammo capacity or bleed resistance. And then in the mod slots, we have electronics with skill power and 4% sticky bomb damage. Moving on to the gloves, we have it rolled to electronics at 1267, crit hit chance, skill haste, and crit hit damage. Moving on to the holster, we have decent main stats, but the main thing, it doesn't matter as far as firearms, and not so much as the whole stamina, but the higher the stamina, the better it will be. But at 1268 in electronics, which is the main thing, and 7% skill haste, with a 4% sticky bomb damage in its mod slot. Moving on to the knee pads, yes, we rolled electronics, great armor roll, and in the majors we have skill power at 12,722, minor attributes, damage to elites, blind depth resistance, and bleed resistance. Moving on to the mod slots, electronics and skill power, and 4% sticky bomb damage. Moving on to the mask, we have electronics and skill power and 996 armor, and in the mod slot we have electronics and skill power. Moving on to the vest, it is the Barrett's bulletproof vest, and you're probably wondering why, and that's because of the talents on it. No skills on cooldown increases skill power by 10%. And let's roll to electronics, and the major attributes, enemy armor damage and health, and the minors, like I said, it doesn't really matter because this is basically a one-shot sticky build. So you'll be more or less, if you're running with a group, healing your teammates and then just nuking rogues or other players and going rogue yourself, or just completely obliterating NPCs. And in the mod slots, we have 267 electronics with skill power and another electronics and skill power. And you're wondering why I'm not going with electronics and skill haste, because yes, it will increase it will shorten the time of when I can get my skills back, but you need the extra skill power in there so that way you get the most out of it. If you have at least, let's say, 28 to 3,000 skill power actually on the mods, then you multiply that times 5, and that's the additional skill power that you will actually get. Now let's hop over and go into the talents. First and foremost, the main component that you will need in your talents is chain reaction. Damage multiple hostiles with an explosion to apply 20% more damage from the blast. These also triage, a main thing, especially with running with a duo, a group, or whatever the case may be. You definitely need triage because that will get your cooldowns and also your talents back faster. And also, I've been running with critical save. Use a medkit during low health to increase damage resilience by 20% for 10 seconds. Also, you can go with strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. I was just running with the group, so I was using adrenaline and these others, but if I had to choose, I would definitely choose strike back, triage, and chain reaction as your major ones. The fourth one user's choice, whatever you prefer. Now moving on to the skills, the heals do 221,305 to self and to allies, and the main thing is the BFB at 1.323 million. Yes, 1.3 million. And also if you hit more than one targets, when there's at least 2 or more, you're going to get the chain reaction proc, which is 20 more % of that. So around a total of 1.5 to 1.6 million will be your damage when hitting multiple targets with this absolute nuke. But that is the main thing. Electronics on everything, skill power on everything and anything as possible. And you don't necessarily have to use a Barrett's bulletproof vest. But as far as in this situation, that extra 10%, especially if you're like me, I was kind of like trolling people earlier in the DZ, you know, just running solo and with no skills on cooldown, you know, you creep up on somebody at DZ1 while, you know, they're trying to extract or whatever extraction that may be. You creep up on them, and while they're all putting their stuff on, you just absolutely just hit them with the nuke, and it drops them all, and then you pretty much just go over there and cut the rope, and what's done is done. As you can see, toughness, it doesn't have quite that much survivability, but you will actually be amazed as far as if you know your footwork in the DZ or around NPCs, then you actually get your heals and your skills back faster than what one might think. And with your heals, you can actually survive quite a long period of time, and sometimes more than DPS players, because they are more focused on the firearms than they are electronics. Moving on to the character sheet. Not too much really to show. On my MP5, 43.5% crit chance, crit damage is at 102. But like I said, you're not going to be hitting damage with your weapons. You're more or less primarily focusing on that BFB. But if you know you need to finish somebody off, especially NPCs or whatnot, you got 16% damage to elites, and then you have a 5% enemy armor damage. Skill haste is at 31%. If you actually spec'd into complete skill haste, that would push that further. But for a one-shot sticky, like I said earlier, you want to go with electronics with skill power on them, so that way you can push your skill power as far as you can go. And those that have better electronic rolls on their gear can actually surpass what I have as of 408k skill power. Survivability, max health pool is 168.588k, and my armor mitigation is at 32.33%. But yeah, this is the one-shot sticky nuke. I hope you enjoyed it. The gameplay is coming up. I added a little my little touches here and there of it, and I hope you enjoy. It's something really fun just to go on the DZ and just blow things to smithereens. So I recommend just do try it if you have these pieces in this gear, just you know, to mix things up and to have a little fun. And also, you know, the people that have, you know, all these flame turrets and whatnot and think, you know, they're all big and bad. Well, my nuke actually has a lot further reach, and you better not be standing close together or you're going to be disintegrated. But let's jump over to some gameplay, and thank you guys so much for all your support. And if you enjoyed the video, please ground and pound that like button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for viewing. Your sub would be much appreciated, but if not, thanks for watching anyways. And for my already subs, thank you guys so much. And now on to the game.